Next to take down Article 17. What is Article 17? Abolition of untouchability. It prohibits untouchability of all forms. See, what is the difference between Article 17 and your other fundamental rights? It is absolute. It is not qualified like other rights. Other rights, there can be reasonable restrictions that can be imposed, but here it is absolute. Say down. Article 17 is an absolute fundamental right because there are no exceptions to this right. But please remember, the constitution has not defined what is untouchability, but however different courts have given interpretations. So take note, the Mysore High Court, because that time it was not Karnataka, it was Mysore. The Mysore High Court held that the untouchability under Article 17 should not be read only in grammatical sense. What do you mean by it should be not read in grammatical sense? Grammatical sense means you are not touching somebody is under. They say that is not the meaning of untouchability, but any kind of practice which imposes social disabilities on any particular community, that will be taken as untouchability. So take note, it is not read in a grammatical sense, but it includes those social practices that has developed historically, which has imposed social disabilities. What do you mean by social disabilities? As a society, when we impose certain disabilities on certain section of people because they belong to certain category, what is disability? Non-performance. So for example, not allowing them to touch the pond, what is can say, well, etc. That is a social disability. So such practices will be considered as what? Not social disability, it will be considered as untouchability. So when we say untouchability now in COVID time, if you tell I'm not going to shake your hand, now you cannot tell that is you are practicing untouchability. So there should be a historical background to it. There should be a, what you can say, a particular social disability on a particular community in that regard, that they consider as what? Untouchability. But however, untouchability has been not defined in the Indian constitution. Okay. The next to take down, in this regard, Parliament has enacted the Untouchability Offences Act to deal with Article 17, which was later renamed as Protection of Civil Rights Act. And the Parliament has also brought Prevention of SC ST Atrocities Act, which prescribes punishment for practicing untouchability. For example, if any MLA or MP who is arrested under this act or convicted under this act, so such an MP, MLA will be disqualified. Okay, you cannot hold any government positions. So there are two important acts. One is what? Protection of Civil Rights Act. The other is what? The Prevention of Atrocities Act or SC/ST Atrocities Act. So you can say that fundamental rights also, whatever rights are there, you should not assume that most of the rights are automatically enforceable. The Parliament will bring a law to enforce the provisions maintained as the fundamental rights. So other key point you have to remember regarding fundamental rights is that anything related to fundamental rights, even if it is a state subject, the authority lies with the Parliament to enact the law, not with your state legislative assembly. Anything related to fundamental, even though it is a state subject, the authority lies with what? Parliament and not with your state assembly.